for Vision Zero. I'm looking forward to working with you more over the course of these hearings to try to figure out a way to do a better job than I think this budget does in trying to end the horrible rate of traffic fatalities we have in Los Angeles. I was excited to hear the mayor say that this is a no-kill budget for animals in our shelters, and I'd really like it to be a no-kill budget for pedestrians on our streets. And while I can accept that it's possible that resurfacing our streets and saving lives are not competing priorities, they might be. And they're definitely not the same thing. And I'm concerned that our Vision Zero number in the budget counts stuff that isn't enhancing safety. That resurfacing streets, while there may be a link, it's not actually something that saves lives. So I want to be working with you and teasing that out with the departments over the next couple days and weeks, because I think that's a big issue that we need to be delivering on is making sure that people, grandmothers and school kids, aren't killed crossing the street going to school.
Certainly, and the mayor absolutely shares that priority. As it relates to Vision Zero, we did include a very significant increase in the Vision Zero only dollars. I want to be clear that the dollars that we're talking about in the overlap, we're not just counting fixing streets as Vision Zero. We have $5.25 million set aside within the reconstruction budget specifically for Vision Zero design and implementation. So that's not, I want to be clear that we're not just counting fixing a road as making it safer, although in many cases it does. I mean, if we have a bike lane on a failed road, that is inherently not just dangerous, but a huge liability. The entire budget for Vision Zero this year is $16.7 million. Last year it was $3 million. That's a 556% increase. Could we do more? Certainly. When we're talking about public safety, it's never enough. I mean, 10,000 cops isn't enough. 4,000 firefighters isn't enough. $120 million for overtime isn't enough. It's what we can afford. Our proposal reflects what we can afford in balanced against other critical priorities. But we're happy to work with you to see how we can increase the dedicated funding for Vision Zero.
I'd argue that now that we've identified our high injury networks, if someone gets killed on one of them and we haven't fixed it, I think we probably face a longer or bigger cost through liability.
Certainly.
Last question.